It's not a regular tour, no, it's a studio tour, so come show us your stuff.
Welcome, my name's Dan Fingerman, and as you can see, I'm doing a video. I'm doing a studio tour since I kind of want to take a break from making music, just for a little while. And I thought, let's just work down the list of ideas that I've had for years. One of the ideas is to do a studio tour, of course inspired by the Magpie Pirates, where I'm a pretty active member, if I say so myself. And I thought I'd just walk you through it. So yeah, let's just do that. I'm from the Netherlands. I live in the Netherlands as well, of course, and I have a pretty small room. What you see is what you get, pretty much. I'll get to it in more detail, but this corner is pretty much the corner where I make music. So it might just be a very short video as well. Anyway, let's get to it. So let's start with the most fun corner, the corner with gear. If you ever think you need gear to make music, don't think that, because it's simply not true. You can do pretty much anything in a computer these days, in a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation for those not in the know. But I like gear and hardware because you can do things with it that would otherwise be very hard to do in a purely digital environment. It's very hard to make things sound dusty or broken or noisy or old in just a DAW. And for those reasons, plus the fact that I make music on it that I otherwise wouldn't make, I just like having hardware. I also have a bunch of stuff to tell about everything you see here. So let's just do that. Let's start with the cabinet. This is a cabinet that I got in a thrift store for like €15, a steal, to be honest. It seems to be a cabinet made by a company who seems to be known for like movie equipment, film equipment, that kind of stuff. At least from the kind of limited research that I did. It's a great sound. I have it plugged into an amplifier that gives it too much power, so I really need to be careful with how much input I give it, but the sounds of it are absolutely beautiful. Okay, so in the meantime I turned on my oscilloscope as well, just because I think it's cool, and to be honest I almost never use it. I mostly use it for like music videos, if I ever use it, but it's such a cool thing to have. Above that is a signal generator over here. I picked that up in the thrift store as well. It's kind of basic, kind of cool as well. I'll turn it on for just a bit. It gets annoying very quickly. As you can hear, it beeps. And you can adjust the tone, like the pitch. You can also change the gate. And I'm not entirely sure how this works, so if anyone knows, do put it in the comment section. But if you press this green button a few times, you like get other patterns. But I'm not sure. As you can see, I have no idea what makes it tick in that sense. And above that is a CB radio. It's called Skyline. And when I saw it as well in the thrift store, I was thinking, oh man, that sounds really like a lot like Skyliner, the thing from Boards of Canada. So that's why I bought it. I suspect they maybe used it for music, like they ran signals through it. You can do that in a very jank way. Thanks for the beeping signal generator. It's cool. I don't use it often, but it's almost, yeah, it's also just there for aesthetics, I guess, and inspiration. This is my Modular there's not much to say about this, to be honest. I have a special connection with some of the modules in there. My first module was the plates by Mutable Instruments. An absolutely incredible module. If you ever are wondering what modules should I start with, I'd highly recommend that one. The Quadnic I got from my good friend Ebu. And another like favorite of mine is this one. I'm not sure if you could hear that. Let's do that again. I'm not sure if you heard that even, but it's a door stopper that's on a metal plate and decorated with like paint splatter. That one is made by Simon the Magpie, and he even did a video on it. I bought this case from him as well, and I cheekily asked if he was doing anything with that module, and asked if I could have it, and so he sent it as well. So it's really great, actually. It's really fun to just use, especially with the Mutable Instruments ears that's right next to it. And what is important for me as well in my setup is that I have a MIDI to CV converter, because I like to have a kind of hybrid setup where I can control my modular through my computer and my DAW. That adds a lot. But when it comes down to it, I mostly use my modular just for like one-shots and small snippets of recordings to use in songs. It's a really expensive sample generator. There are a few more things on top of the desk. This is a stereo equalizer that I also picked up in the thrift store. I have very little information on, but what I really like about it is the blinking lights, as you can see. Really shows off what it can do in a video, but it's just an EQ. And what I have done in the back is, on recommendation from someone on the Magpie Pirates server, I don't remember who, is to run them into each other, so you can get very resonant tones if you just boost like a certain frequency twice with two equalizers behind each other. On top of that is a cassette deck that I picked up today, actually, and is just straight up an upgrade from what I had. I hope to use it to put more stuff on tape and just sample more from tape as well. On top of that is my microbrute as well, that I still use to control my modular and other gear. I sometimes call the part above my desk heaven and the part below my desk hell, because it's where sounds get sent to die. I have a hi-fi amplifier that you can see on the left. It's kind of dark, I'm sorry about that. On top of that is an analog mixer, an 8-channel mixer that I picked up, and besides that are two radios that I like to sample as well. Like shortwave radio is great for sampling material. And it's just great to add character to sounds, like saturation, a bit of noise, a bit of brokenness through these things. Especially if you use like feedback on the analog mixer. That really can change the characteristics of an entire recording. I'll do the last part of the video handheld, just so you can get an idea of how big the space is. Also, say hi to me editing on that computer. That's the corner we were just at. That's hell that we were just looking at. There's more stuff in my studio as well. There's an amplifier right there. A whole array of things I built over the years and collected. I might be a bit of a hoarder, as you might suspect. This is another radio, the brown thing. Volca samples down there, an amplifier, a bunch of other stuff. Oh, those are VHS tapes that I'm making on for a project on my Discord server. If you're interested, I'm sure to post that invite somewhere. Alright, I have my hands full, so this is kind of not great, but I need to open that. Yes. Okay, so right here is where I store my pedals. I have a bunch of pedals, like a Boss one, a bunch of Magpie, some of the Magpie pedals. Some stuff he bent as well. I really love this one. It's the Cooper effects outward. Other than that, I have these things in my room. They're called ecospheres. It's basically pond water that I've been keeping for over a year. It's kind of nice as decoration, and there's still animals living in that, so photosynthesis is real, not a hoax. And just a small shot of this. I have a bunch more stuff in the closet as well, like collections of tapes, mixer, tape stuff, so many microphones that I've thrifted over the years. Beehive, also made by Simon the Magpie, a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to give you a small showing of what I have and what I work with. Hopefully you'll understand my music better. And if you've never heard of my music, wow, props for staying so long in this video. But you can check it out in the description. I try to post regularly, currently taking a break, but I'm sure I'll return to it. And there's plenty of backlog to go through if you like. Anyway, hopefully see you next time. I wish to make more videos like these, so maybe look out for those in the future. Have a nice day.